In today's culture, the idea of daily bathing has become almost sacred, a symbol of cleanliness, discipline, and health. But for women over 70, this well-meaning habit could be doing more harm than good. Aging skin loses its natural oil production due to hormonal shifts, particularly the sharp decline in estrogen after menopause. These oils act as the body's built-in moisturizer and protective barrier. When an older woman showers every day, especially with hot water and conventional soap, she risks stripping away the few remaining layers of this essential barrier. Dermatologists and geriatric health specialists have been raising red flags about the trend of over-cleansing, especially among older adults who may not realize their skin's tolerance has drastically changed. According to the American Academy of Dermatology, seniors, particularly older women, should consider bathing 2 to 3 times per week unless they are physically active or exposed to heavy dirt or sweat. This isn't about being unhygienic, it's about preserving skin integrity. What many don't realize is that water alone, especially hot water, can dehydrate the skin faster than the sun on a July afternoon. And when you couple that with vigorous scrubbing or fragrance body washes, the outcome isn't just dryness, it's microscopic skin tears that pave the way for infections, rashes, and long-term discomfort. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Geriatrics found that seniors who bathed daily had a significantly higher rate of dermatitis and bacterial imbalances on their skin than those who bathed less frequently. These same individuals often reported increased use of steroid creams and antihistamines, treatments that are only necessary when the skin's natural defense has already been compromised. There's a silent epidemic of overbathing among elderly women, driven largely by lifelong habits and outdated hygiene standards. Many were raised to believe that skipping a shower is a sign of laziness or poor manners, but modern science is offering a kinder, more nuanced perspective. Cleanliness isn't about frequency, it's about balance. The body, especially in its later decades, requires a gentler approach. Instead of a full-body shower every morning, health experts now recommend targeted cleansing. This means focusing on essential areas like the underarms, groin, and feet on a daily basis, while giving the rest of the body a break. This method, sometimes called strategic washing or spot bathing, allows older skin to maintain its lipid barrier and microbiome, both of which are crucial for long-term health. And it's not just about skin health, overbathing can also impact body temperature regulation and increase the risk of falls. Elderly individuals often experience a decline in circulation and temperature sensitivity, making them more susceptible to the shock of hot or cold water. Sudden changes in water temperature can lead to dizziness, disorientation, or even fainting spells, especially when stepping out of a steamy shower into a cool room. Every year, thousands of seniors suffer falls in the bathroom, and while many of these accidents are blamed on slippery floors, few consider the role of frequent bathing in weakening the skin and affecting blood pressure. As women age, it becomes critical to understand that hygiene and health aren't about intensity, they're about intention. The ritual of bathing should be reimagined as a restorative act, not a mechanical task. That means choosing warm, not hot, water, using mild cleansers free of sulfates and parabens, and limiting full showers to just a few times per week unless otherwise needed. In fact, in cultures like Japan and parts of Scandinavia, elderly individuals commonly bathe only 2 to 3 times per week, with a strong focus on steam, soaking, and gentle exfoliation rather than scrubbing or daily showers. Their skin outcomes, and longevity, speak volumes. It's also worth noting that the emotional and psychological component of bathing shifts with age. For older women, a daily shower might once have been a form of self-care, but if it now leads to post-shower itching, tightness, or fatigue, then that ritual may be in need of an update. Bathing should feel good, it should soothe, not irritate. Reframing this expectation is crucial for the dignity and independence of older women, who may feel pressured to conform to standards that no longer serve their well-being. Caregivers and family members must also recognize that encouraging seniors to bathe less often isn't neglect, it's a proactive form of health preservation. There's no shame in dialing back the frequency, especially when it leads to stronger skin, fewer rashes, less medication, and greater comfort. For women over 70, the best hygiene routine is one that listens to the body's changing needs, rather than blindly following routines from decades past. In the end, the most shocking truth is this: bathing too much might be the very thing that's compromising the health of older women. By shifting to a smarter, more tailored approach, we're not abandoning cleanliness, we're upgrading it. It's not about doing less. It's about doing what's right for your age, your skin, and your safety. And that starts with breaking the myth that more is always better. As we grow older, one of the most visible transformations our body undergoes is in the skin, but few truly grasp the full scope of what that means, especially for women over 70. Skin is more than a surface. It's a living, breathing organ that reflects both internal health and external influences. By the time a woman reaches her 7th or 8th decade of life, her skin has lost about 60% of its natural lipid content, which includes the oils and fatty acids that keep it supple, protected, and hydrated. This dramatic decline isn't just cosmetic, it's biological. Reduced estrogen levels after menopause cause the skin to thin, cell turnover to slow, and collagen production to plummet. This trio of changes weakens the skin's ability to retain moisture and defend against irritants. It's no longer the resilient armor it once was, it becomes more like delicate tissue paper, vulnerable to tearing, bruising, and inflammation. Unfortunately, one of the worst offenders in accelerating this decline is something we've been taught to trust implicitly: soap. The very bars and gels lining our bathroom shelves, promising freshness and cleanliness, often contain harsh surfactants like sodium lauryl sulfate, which are designed to remove oil. But on older skin, there's already so little oil left that stripping more away is akin to sanding an already weathered floor. What's worse is that most commercial soaps also contain artificial fragrances, alcohol, and antibacterial agents that disrupt the skin's natural pH and kill beneficial bacteria. The result? A compromised skin barrier, increased transepidermal water loss, and a breeding ground for dryness, itching, and infections. This explains why so many seniors experience that tight, uncomfortable feeling after a shower. It's not the water, it's the soap. Studies conducted by dermatology departments at institutions like Harvard and the Mayo Clinic consistently show that elderly individuals who use standard body washes and soaps report significantly more skin-related discomfort than those who switch to gentle, pH-balanced cleansers or even eliminate soap on non-essential body parts. In fact, researchers are beginning to advocate what they call the soapless cleanse for older adults, replacing traditional soaps with oil-based washes or emollient-rich cleansers that clean without disrupting the skin's fragile ecosystem. This might seem radical to some, but it's rooted in science. Your skin, especially at an advanced age, doesn't need to be scrubbed or stripped, it needs to be supported. Think of your skin as a garden. In youth, it's lush and self-sustaining. But over time, it needs a gentler touch, aeration instead of digging, watering instead of hosing. Another crucial point is that aging skin takes far longer to repair itself. A scrape or rash that would have healed in 3 days at age 30 could now take 2 weeks, and any disruption caused by chemicals in soaps can extend that healing time even further. This is especially concerning for women dealing with conditions like diabetes, autoimmune disorders, or chronic dry skin, where one wrong product can trigger weeks of discomfort. For example, a study in the British Journal of Dermatology found that elderly individuals who used foaming cleansers daily had a 47% higher incidence of eczema-like symptoms than those who used non-foaming, oil-based alternatives. The act of cleansing, while necessary, must be approached like a prescription, thoughtfully, individually, and with attention to ingredients. Switching to soap alternatives isn't about abandoning hygiene. It's about upgrading it to meet your body's current needs. Many older women have found success using gentle cleansing oils, non-foaming washes with ceramides, or even warm water alone with a soft cloth for most of the body. In truth, the areas that need targeted cleaning, such as underarms, groin, and feet, can still be washed with mild cleansers, while the rest of the body is gently wiped or rinsed. This approach not only preserves the skin barrier but also respects the changing nature of the body in later life. Furthermore, choosing soaps with added humectants like glycerin or ingredients like colloidal oatmeal and shea butter can make a world of difference. These elements attract and lock in moisture, helping aging skin maintain the hydration it desperately needs. Let's also not forget about the cumulative effect of decades of skincare habits. A woman over 70 may have spent 50 or more years following routines that were never designed for her current biology. Relearning how to care for your skin isn't regression, it's evolution. It's about replacing old myths with modern science and understanding that your skin isn't dirty if you don't lather up every inch of it with soap daily. On the contrary, it might be healthier for it. In geriatric skincare, the mantra is clear: less is more, especially when it comes to cleansing. Over-cleansing can actually accelerate the appearance of aging by emphasizing wrinkles, sagging, and pigmentation. And while cosmetics and creams can help mask these signs, the root cause often lies in what we're washing our bodies with every week. Finally, the psychological impact of skin discomfort should not be overlooked. Chronic itching or dryness can lead to poor sleep, increased irritability, and reduced confidence, factors that directly affect quality of life. Many older women may not even realize that the soap they've trusted for years is the culprit behind their discomfort. It often takes a significant skin crisis, like persistent redness, cracking, or unexplained rashes, for them to question their cleansing routine. But it doesn't have to come to that. Education is the first step toward prevention, and the message is simple: aging skin requires a gentler, more respectful approach. By understanding the biological changes at play and adjusting our bathing habits and soap choices accordingly, we can reclaim comfort, confidence, and health, one bath at a time. For decades, cleanliness has been framed as a battle against bacteria, a fight we're told we must win with foaming soaps, sanitizers, and antibacterial body washes. But science has begun to reveal a startling truth: not all bacteria are enemies. In fact, many of them are allies, especially when it comes to the skin of older adults. Women over 70 are particularly vulnerable to the unintended consequences of oversanitization, which includes the destruction of a delicate and vital ecosystem known as the skin microbiome. This invisible layer of microorganisms, including bacteria, fungi, and even viruses, lives in harmony with our bodies and performs essential functions. It regulates inflammation, wards off harmful pathogens, and helps maintain the skin's pH balance. When we overbathe or use harsh antibacterial products, we disrupt this ecosystem, leaving the skin vulnerable, unbalanced, and more prone to irritation and infection. Recent research from the National Institutes of Health and other leading institutions has revealed that the diversity and stability of the skin microbiome naturally decline with age. This makes it even more critical to preserve what remains. Older women, already experiencing decreased oil production and slower cell turnover, are at a higher risk of microbiome imbalances, and daily scrubbing with antibacterial soap only worsens the problem. The microbiome acts like a biological neighborhood watch. When it's intact, it prevents harmful microbes from taking over. But when we indiscriminately kill off both good and bad bacteria, we create an open playing field for invaders. It's a paradox that many haven't considered. The more we try to sterilize ourselves, the more vulnerable we may become. This is especially true for women with underlying health conditions or those taking medications that affect skin integrity or immune response. Antibacterial soaps and body washes containing ingredients like triclosan and triclocarbon were once hailed as revolutionary. But they've since been banned or restricted in many countries, including the United States, due to growing concerns about their long-term health impacts and disruption to the skin microbiome. Yet, many seniors continue to use older products that were stocked years ago, unaware that they may be damaging the very system their bodies rely on for protection. And the consequences aren't limited to the skin. Emerging studies have found that skin microbiome disruption may also be linked to broader issues like systemic inflammation, compromised immunity, and even mood changes. An unsettling thought when you consider how often these products are used without question. For older women who may already feel overwhelmed by changes in their bodies, the idea that their hygiene routine is contributing to discomfort or health risks can be both surprising and empowering. Because the good news is that small changes can make a huge difference. One of the most effective steps a woman over 70 can take is to switch to microbiome-friendly cleansers. These are soaps and body washes that are pH balanced, free of antibacterial agents, and designed to nourish rather than strip the skin. Some even include prebiotics or postbiotics, ingredients that help feed or replenish beneficial bacteria. Using such products just 2 or 3 times a week, instead of daily, allows the skin's natural defenses to flourish. Another helpful approach is to apply probiotic skincare products or natural oils, such as jojoba or coconut oil, which can help rebalance the skin's microbial community. While these may sound like trends from the beauty aisle, they're backed by peer-reviewed studies that show a measurable improvement in skin hydration, reduced inflammation, and even fewer infections in elderly populations who adopt microbiome-conscious routines. It's also essential to understand that our skin's microbiome doesn't exist in isolation. It interacts with our environment, our diet, and even our emotional state. Stress, for example, can throw the microbiome into disarray, leading to flare-ups of eczema, psoriasis, or general itchiness, symptoms that are often misattributed to dry weather or aging itself. By preserving the skin's microbiome, older women can create a buffer against both external irritants and internal stressors. There's even a growing field of research examining the skin-brain axis, the idea that healthy skin supports healthy mental function. In a time when many older adults face emotional challenges such as isolation or loss of independence, something as simple as microbiome care becomes a form of self-nurture that extends beyond the physical body. Cleansing practices must also take into account the body's natural rhythms. For instance, the skin's microbial composition varies throughout the day and night. At night, when the body is at rest, certain bacteria become more active in repairing the skin barrier. Bathing right before bed with harsh products may disrupt this natural repair cycle, depriving the skin of its chance to heal. For this reason, some experts now recommend morning showers with tepid water and microbiome-safe cleansers, followed by a light application of moisturizer or barrier repair cream. This respects the body's timeline while still promoting hygiene. For areas prone to sweating or odor, such as underarms or groin, using a warm damp cloth without soap may be sufficient for daily maintenance. These changes may seem small, but they reflect a seismic shift in understanding what true skin health looks like in the later decades of life. The traditional approach of clean until it squeaks is outdated and harmful for senior skin. Instead, older women should be empowered with knowledge that helps them make smarter, safer decisions. The microbiome isn't a buzzword or a passing fad, it's a biological reality that impacts health, comfort, and resilience. As we continue to uncover its secrets, one thing becomes clear. Embracing the bacteria on your skin might be the most radical and most beneficial health move you can make after 70. It's a reminder that not all germs are bad and that sometimes the best defense isn't a bottle of soap, but a well-preserved balance of life thriving invisibly on your skin. By learning to live with our microbiome instead of waging war on it, we offer our aging bodies the respect and support they deserve. When we think of hygiene, we often picture soap, water, and scrubbing. But for women over 70, one of the most critical and overlooked elements of hygiene isn't cleansing, it's hydration. As skin ages, it gradually loses its ability to retain moisture. The sebaceous glands, which produce sebum, a natural oil that keeps skin soft and hydrated, become less active with age. Collagen and elastin, proteins that give skin its structure and elasticity, also decline steadily after menopause. This results in a thinner, drier, and more fragile epidermis that is far more susceptible to damage from even mild irritants. The misconception that skin is dirty and must be washed clean often leads to repeated stripping of the skin's limited moisture reserves, creating a vicious cycle of dryness, itching, and vulnerability. But the real secret to maintaining healthy skin after 70 isn't more soap, it's more hydration. Scientific research has shown that moisturizing is not simply cosmetic, it's therapeutic. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology found that applying moisturizer twice daily in elderly participants significantly reduced markers of inflammation in the bloodstream. Chronic, low-level inflammation, often called inflammaging, has been linked to multiple age-related diseases including arthritis, cardiovascular issues, and even dementia. That means that hydrating the skin may have systemic benefits that go far beyond comfort or appearance. And yet, many older women neglect moisturization because they were never taught how essential it becomes in later life. For most of their younger years, their skin could bounce back from dryness quickly, and moisturizers were often marketed as beauty products rather than medical necessities. But in the 7th decade and beyond, hydration should be thought of as a daily health practice, just like taking medication or stretching stiff joints. Another problem is that even when seniors do moisturize, they often apply products at the wrong time. Timing is everything. The best moment to apply a moisturizer is immediately after bathing, while the skin is still damp. This helps seal in water before it can evaporate, creating a barrier that keeps the skin hydrated for longer. Applying lotion to dry skin might offer temporary relief, but it does little to replenish the deeper layers where hydration truly matters. For older women, a gentle, lukewarm bath followed by a generous application of fragrance-free, ceramide-rich cream can restore the skin's moisture levels and protect against the harsh effects of environmental exposure, medication, or illness. It's not just about slathering on cream, it's about creating a consistent and intentional routine. Not all moisturizers are created equal, and choosing the right one becomes critical with age. Water-based lotions may feel light and refreshing, but they often evaporate quickly without offering lasting protection. Older skin benefits far more from thicker formulations. Creams and ointments containing occlusive agents like petrolatum, dimethicone, or lanolin. These substances form a protective seal over the skin, locking in moisture and giving time for the skin to repair itself. Emollients like shea butter and squalene can help smooth rough patches, while humectants like glycerin and hyaluronic acid draw moisture into the skin from the surrounding environment. A product that combines all three, occlusives, emollients, and humectants, is considered the gold standard for elderly skincare. Applying it regularly, not just when the skin feels dry, creates a preventative shield that improves both comfort and resilience. What many don't realize is that proper hydration also affects the skin's microbiome and immune response. Dry skin can lead to cracks and microscopic tears, which serve as entry points for bacteria and irritants. This raises the risk of infections, especially in women with diabetes or other chronic conditions that impair healing. When the skin remains well hydrated, its barrier function is intact, reducing the likelihood of dermatitis, cellulitis, and other common problems among older adults. In fact, some geriatric dermatologists now consider daily moisturization to be as important as bathing itself, arguing that a woman who bathes less frequently but hydrates regularly may enjoy far better skin health than one who bathes daily but neglects lotion. Hydration supports the immune system from the outside in, making it one of the most potent yet underutilized forms of elder care. Climate and environment also play key roles in how well senior skin retains moisture. Cold air, low humidity, and indoor heating systems can all contribute to rapid dehydration of the skin. Older women living in northern climates often experience worsening dryness during winter, sometimes mistaking it for eczema or an allergic reaction. Using a humidifier in the bedroom, drinking adequate water throughout the day, and avoiding long, hot showers are all simple but effective ways to combat environmental moisture loss. Even clothing choices can influence hydration. Soft, breathable fabrics like cotton or bamboo are gentler on sensitive skin than synthetic fibers, which may cause friction or irritation. These small adjustments, when combined with a proper skincare regimen, create a holistic approach to hydration that strengthens the body's natural defenses. Perhaps most importantly, the emotional toll of dry, irritated skin should not be underestimated. Many older women suffer in silence, chalking up their discomfort to just getting old. They may avoid social situations, feel embarrassed about visible flaking or redness, or struggle with sleep due to nighttime itching. These symptoms can cascade into larger problems like isolation, depression, and a diminished sense of self-worth. But the truth is, much of this suffering is preventable. With proper hydration and a shift in mindset, skin health can be dramatically improved, even in the later years of life. The goal isn't perfection, it's comfort, dignity, and vitality. A well-moisturized body simply feels better. It moves more easily, it rests more soundly, and it offers a silent but powerful sense of well-being that echoes throughout the day. In a culture obsessed with scrubbing and sanitizing, it's time to redefine what true hygiene means for seniors. Hydration is hygiene. Moisture is medicine. For women over 70, these aren't poetic metaphors, they're biological facts. Skin that is cared for with hydration in mind is more resilient, more comfortable, and more capable of protecting the body from the inside out. And unlike many medical treatments, moisturization is low cost, non-invasive, and empowering. It puts control back in the hands of the individual, allowing each woman to nurture her body in a way that is both practical and profound. So while the world may continue preaching the virtues of lather and rinse, the wiser path for aging skin lies in the quiet, consistent practice of hydration, a practice that, quite literally, helps keep the body whole. In the quest for cleanliness, many older women have unknowingly been sabotaging one of their body's most important defense systems, the immune system. It's a surprising truth that goes against everything we've been taught. More washing doesn't necessarily mean more protection. In fact, excessive bathing, particularly with harsh soaps and hot water, can compromise the skin's role as a vital immune barrier. The skin is not just a passive shield, it's an active participant in immune defense. It's the body's first line of protection against pathogens, pollutants, and allergens. But when the skin's outer layers are repeatedly stripped away, especially in older women whose skin is already thinner and drier, that defense becomes weakened. This leaves the body more vulnerable to infection, inflammation, and even systemic illness. A well-maintained skin barrier doesn't just protect against dryness, it guards against illness. And yet, cultural conditioning still pressures seniors to bathe daily, even when science says it might not be necessary or safe. Numerous studies have shown that frequent bathing can lead to microabrasions, tiny, invisible cracks in the skin that become entry points for bacteria and viruses. For a healthy young adult, these may go unnoticed, but for a woman over 70, the consequences can be significant. With slower skin regeneration and often compromised immune systems due to age or medication, what starts as a minor skin irritation can quickly escalate into a larger health issue. Infections like cellulitis, fungal outbreaks, or contact dermatitis are far more common among seniors who cleanse aggressively without taking protective measures like moisturization or using gentle cleansers. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, even notes that elderly individuals are at increased risk for community-acquired skin infections, particularly if their skin barrier is impaired. What makes this even more concerning is how preventable many of these infections are, with simply less frequent, more thoughtful bathing routines. The immune system doesn't operate in isolation, and its partnership with the skin is deeply connected to the microbiome. As previously discussed, the billions of microorganisms living on our skin play a critical role in defending the body. They compete with harmful invaders for space and resources, preventing pathogenic bacteria from taking hold. But when we overwash, especially with antibacterial products, we upset this natural balance. For older women, this microbial imbalance doesn't just increase the risk of rashes or odor, it can lead to a weakened immune response overall. Emerging research from dermatological and immunological journals indicates that a healthy microbiome can modulate inflammation and help calibrate the body's immune system. When the microbiome is disrupted, the immune system may overreact to harmless stimuli or underreact to real threats. It's a balancing act that becomes harder to maintain with age, and unnecessary bathing only tips the scales in the wrong direction. There's also an indirect way that overbathing affects immunity, and that's through stress. Hot showers, especially long ones, can dry out the skin and lead to discomfort or itchiness that persists throughout the day. This may seem minor, but chronic physical discomfort can contribute to elevated stress hormones like cortisol. And cortisol, when persistently high, has been shown to suppress immune function. For women already dealing with age-related hormonal changes, the added stress from irritated skin can be the tipping point toward increased susceptibility to illness. Add to that the fatigue or dizziness that sometimes follows bathing, especially if blood pressure fluctuates with temperature, and what was once a refreshing ritual becomes a hidden drain on the body's resources. Choosing to bathe less often, with lower water temperatures and gentler products, isn't laziness, it's immunological wisdom. It's also important to note that bathing too often can affect mucous membranes, especially in the vaginal area. For older women, reduced estrogen levels cause the vaginal walls to thin and become more sensitive. Harsh soaps and frequent cleansing can disrupt the pH balance of this area, leading to discomfort, urinary tract infections, or bacterial vaginosis. These conditions are not only painful, they can severely affect quality of life. Medical professionals recommend avoiding scented soaps and refraining from excessive washing of the vaginal area, instead opting for warm water or physician-approved, pH balance cleansers. This advice is often overlooked but should be central to any hygiene routine for women over 70. By preserving these sensitive tissues, seniors support not only local immunity but also broader systemic health. Adopting a minimalist approach to bathing also offers seniors the benefit of preserving energy and reducing fall risks. According to the National Institute on Aging, bathrooms are one of the most common sites for injury in older adults. The combination of wet floors, slippery surfaces, and sudden temperature shifts creates a perfect storm for accidents. Reducing bathing frequency naturally reduces exposure to these hazards. But beyond safety, there's an empowering psychological benefit to knowing that one's hygiene routine is working with the body, not against it. Feeling secure in your health practices builds confidence, reduces anxiety, and creates a more peaceful daily rhythm. Older women who adopt a more strategic bathing schedule, perhaps every 2 or 3 days with spot cleaning in between, often report feeling just as fresh, with fewer skin issues and less fatigue. Immunity is a complex, multifaceted system that relies on support from every corner of the body. While diet, exercise, and sleep are often discussed in senior wellness, hygiene routines rarely get the attention they deserve. But the truth is that every bath, every cleanser, and every choice about when and how to wash plays a part in either strengthening or weakening the body's natural defenses. By shifting away from the outdated belief that daily full-body bathing is a gold standard of cleanliness, older women can actually support their immune system in more meaningful and sustainable ways. This isn't about abandoning cleanliness, it's about redefining it to suit the biology of aging. And in that redefinition lies the key to both comfort and longevity. So if you're over 70, the next time you feel pressured to stick to a daily bathing habit, ask yourself a different question. Is this supporting my health or compromising it? Listen to your body, pay attention to how your skin feels, and remember that hygiene should never come at the cost of immunity. By bathing less and caring more, you're not just cleaning your body, you're strengthening your resilience. And in the journey of aging, resilience is one of the most powerful tools you can have. When it comes to hygiene in later life, there's no one-size-fits-all rulebook. What truly matters is building a personalized bathing routine that respects an older woman's unique biology, environment, mobility, and overall health. A woman over 70 has lived through countless seasons of change. Her body has endured hormonal shifts, medical treatments, lifestyle changes, and perhaps even surgeries. Each of these experiences leaves a mark on how her skin behaves and what it needs. Crafting a safe and effective bathing regimen in this chapter of life is not just about staying clean, it's about maintaining dignity, comfort, and confidence while minimizing risk. It starts with listening to your body and honoring its signals, rather than adhering to outdated cultural habits. Daily full-body showers might have made sense decades ago, but in this stage of life, bathing smarter often means bathing less and bathing better. Personalizing a bathing routine begins with frequency. Dermatologists and geriatric care experts generally recommend that women over 70 bathe just 2 to 3 times a week, unless medical needs or physical activity demand otherwise. On the days in between, a method called spot cleaning can be used to maintain freshness. This involves gently washing essential areas like underarms, groin, and feet with a soft washcloth and warm water, sometimes paired with a mild, fragrance-free cleanser. It may feel unconventional at first, especially for those raised on the notion that cleanliness means a daily lather from head to toe. But many older women find that once they adjust to this rhythm, their skin becomes noticeably less irritated, less dry, and more resilient. And perhaps even more surprising, odors don't increase, because natural body chemistry stays better balanced when beneficial oils and microbiota aren't constantly washed away. Equally important is creating a safe physical environment for bathing. The bathroom can be one of the most dangerous rooms in a home for seniors, especially when it involves wet surfaces, awkward movements, or temperature fluctuations. Every personalized bathing routine should begin with safety modifications. Installing grab bars near the tub and toilet, using non-slip mats, placing a shower chair or bench inside the stall, and ensuring adequate lighting are basic but powerful adjustments that reduce fall risk dramatically. For women with limited mobility, handheld shower heads and long-handled sponges make independent washing more accessible. Even small tweaks, like placing a towel within arm's reach or using a robe with deep pockets to carry moisturizer, can turn a routine chore into a smooth, manageable ritual. The goal is not just physical safety but emotional ease. When a bathroom feels like a sanctuary rather than a hazard zone, bathing becomes something to look forward to rather than dread. Temperature control is another pillar of a safe and comfortable bathing routine. As women age, their skin becomes more reactive to extreme temperatures, and their internal regulation mechanisms are slower to adjust. What once felt like a relaxing hot shower may now cause dizziness, skin flushing, or even a sudden drop in blood pressure. Lukewarm water is best. It's gentle on the skin barrier, less likely to cause dryness, and easier for the cardiovascular system to tolerate. The ideal bathing temperature is around 98 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Test the water before getting in, and avoid prolonged exposure to heat. Baths should be no longer than 10 to 15 minutes, and showers should be efficient, mindful, and focused on the areas that truly need attention. It's not about speed, it's about intentionality. Being aware of how the body responds during and after the bath is crucial. Any post-bathing fatigue, dizziness, or itching is a signal that something in the process needs to change. The products used during bathing also require customization. Most commercial soaps and body washes are made for younger, oilier skin and are too harsh for senior skin. For older women, selecting the right cleanser can transform their bathing experience. Look for products labeled for sensitive skin, fragrance-free, pH-balanced, or for mature skin. Ingredients like glycerin, ceramides, colloidal oatmeal, and aloe vera are excellent choices for maintaining moisture and reducing inflammation. Avoid anything that contains alcohol, artificial dyes, exfoliating beads, or antibacterial agents like triclosan. For those with specific conditions like eczema or psoriasis, prescription or dermatologist-recommended cleansers may be necessary. And while shampoos are often overlooked in this discussion, they also play a role in skin health. When they drip down the face and neck, they can irritate sensitive areas, so choosing a sulfate-free shampoo and rinsing thoroughly is equally important in protecting the skin. The routine doesn't end when the water stops running. It continues with post-bath care. Within 3 minutes of stepping out of the bath or shower, moisturize the entire body while the skin is still slightly damp. This helps seal in moisture and supports the skin barrier. Use a thick cream or ointment rather than a lotion, and apply it gently with slow, circular motions. Focus on areas prone to dryness such as elbows, knees, shins, and hands. If bending is difficult, consider using a lotion applicator for hard-to-reach spots like the back. And don't forget the feet, which often suffer from dryness and cracking in older adults. Proper foot care can prevent fungal infections, reduce pain when walking, and even improve balance. Add in weekly routines, like trimming nails carefully and checking for pressure sores or skin changes, especially for those with diabetes or circulation issues. These steps turn basic hygiene into preventive health care. Routine should also be flexible enough to adapt with age. What works at 70 might not be ideal at 80 or 85. Periodic reassessment is key. Are the products still effective? Is the bathroom still safe? Are there any new medications or health conditions that affect skin sensitivity or balance? A personalized bathing routine should evolve, just like the body it serves. And when help is needed, it should be approached with compassion. For women who require assistance, having a trusted caregiver, family member, or trained professional who understands the importance of dignity and choice can make all the difference. Privacy, consent, and comfort should guide every interaction, ensuring that the experience remains empowering even when support is necessary. Above all, a personalized bathing routine is a declaration of self-respect. It says, I'm listening to my body. I'm adjusting with wisdom. I'm choosing what's right for me. That mindset is the foundation of wellness after 70. It's not about chasing youth, it's about supporting the body you have in ways that are gentle, practical, and effective. The next time an older woman considers stepping into a daily shower out of habit or guilt, let her instead ask, what does my skin need today? That question is the beginning of a more intuitive, safer, and healthier approach to hygiene, one rooted in the unique rhythms of her own aging journey.